Hello and welcome to another episode of Nerding Out with Knives. Today we're going to be talking about compound grinds. I have two examples of compound grinds here today. Both of these are S-grinds. One from characterised, which is a Chinese cleaver with a hand ground S-grind. It's forged from Apex Ultra copper and wrought iron, has his classic signature textured bolsters and brutalist inspired texturing on the face of the blade above the S-grind. Then I have a collaborative piece here from Luke Scheepers in Australia of Scheepers Built and Oliver Mertens of Uhl Knives, Germany. The blade was handmade by Luke. This one has been CNC milled and features his signature texturing here at the top of the blade. Luke was also kind enough to give us another blade here, same profile, same design, for us to do a bit of a demonstration. So we'll be doing some cutting in the video throughout, so you can just get an idea of how well these kind of compound grinds perform. There's several different types of compound grinds. I've already mentioned these two here are S grinds. There's also C grinds, there's S hook grinds, there's B grinds, and essentially all of these compound grinds have one thing in common. They're designed to reduce the surface area of the blade in contact with food. Quite typically what it is you have somewhere around 10 to 15 mils of classic convex beveling here, up to the point where the hollow opens up, and then in this section here we're dropping down quite significantly. So at the very top of this particular S-grind, the very top of the bevel is around 1 millimeter thick. And then it actually drops down within this section to around 0.75 of a millimeter to give that step. So yeah, you still have the convexity of the main bevels pushing material away from the blade as well, but when it reaches that hollow section, it really just can drop away. The benefit of this is that it reduces the surface area, as I said, and that reduces contact with the food, reduces drag, stops the produce from sticking to the side of the blade, which can be annoying when you're cutting, to have to flick bits of carrot or whatever you're cutting off the side of the blade. The main thing, from my perspective at least, is that it also it maintains the integrity of the produce that you're cutting, because that drag is reduced. The damage to the individual cells within the produce that you're cutting is maintained, and as far as I see it, that means the quality and the flavor, the natural flavor of the produce that you're cutting will be maintained to a higher standard. You won't be crushing things as much or tearing things as much. Apart from the cutting performance, you also have ergonomic benefits on a big Chinese cleaver like this. I mean, it's already very thin, which reduces the weight naturally there, and results in a very thin cutting edge, nice and sharp. But removing that material above the bevel here also reduces the weight even further on the knife, and that makes for a more nimble, more kind of versatile blade, more comfortable blade to use in the hand. Compound grinds are produced in a couple of different ways. This one, for example, here from Carol, has been ground by hand on a belt grinder, and essentially that's a lot of handwork. It takes a little bit of skill on that one. This one here has been milled on a CNC mill, and the advantages of that is that you get a very precise grind, extremely high performance. Both of them are very high performance, both of them are very well done. I guess the key difference between the two is, with this, you really need to have some kind of manual dexterity and be able to essentially do that process precisely by hand. This is, pun intended, I guess, cutting edge kitchen knife geometry. As I said, we're nerding out on knives. We're pushing the limits of what can be done when we start talking about these compound grinds. So we're very much at the high performance side of things with this. Obviously, it's still possible to do incredible aesthetics, as both of these knives basically have. You've got lovely textures, which are only really possible with a CNC mill on the Sheepers built Oliver Mertens blade, as well as a stunning handle. But yeah, that's all on top of the incredible performance of that compound grind, that S grind there. Same here with the characterised blade, copper and wrought iron cladding on that. He's got his classic textured bolster, and he does his texturing with the hammer. That's all on a blade that has this high performance compound grind geometry. So I already mentioned, these are done with either expensive CNC mills or with extra time and effort in hand grinding them. So it can be that they're a more complicated, time-consuming blade to make, that's S grinds. In some future videos, we'll talk about some other geometries, like more classic grinds, like convex grinds, flat grinds, etc. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.